Whenever you looked at him, you could kind of tell what he was thinking and what he was feeling. I've always been kind of an anxious person, and especially around the time that I had to move in with my grandparents, I didn't have a lot of confidence in myself, but I could always tell by the way that he looked at me that he respected me and he was glad that I was there. One funny memory that I have of him was one morning we were eating breakfast together, and he watched me kind of struggling to get an egg onto my fork. I poked a hole into it and just kind of gave up and put it on a piece of toast. He just said, "You like runny egg sandwiches?" And I said, "Yep, I do." He said, "I do too." And that was pretty much that whole conversation. He was somebody that smiled a lot and helped people very naturally. Having somebody like that supporting me and encouraging me really helped me to think about and decide what I wanted to do with my life and the type of person that I want to become. Over the past week, a little piece of clarity that I've gotten is I'm glad that I have a job where I can help people, even if it's only a little bit, because I feel like I get a little closer to the ideal that he set for me when I do that. Of course, it still hurts a lot to have lost him, but through that, I feel that he'll always be with me.
And when trying to think of what to kind of say about my grandpa, I kind of came to the conclusion that I'm probably not the best person to talk about him. Compared to people who knew him for his entire life, either as a husband, father, brother, or friend, I only knew him for a pretty brief time and only ever knew him in one role as a grandfather. But during that brief time that I did know my grandpa, I knew him to be one of the most unwavering people I'd ever met in his beliefs and his love for his family. One of the things I regret most about my relationship with my grandpa is that most of the interactions I would have with him were when I had some sort of issue with the car, and he was the one that kind of got me to fix it. And I remember about 7 or so years ago going over to his house and getting his help with the latest issue on my car at the time, and he fixed it as he always would. And then not long after I left, I remember he suffered a pretty severe heart attack. I remember thinking at the time that it didn't seem like he'd be around much longer. And since then, it's been almost a yearly thing when I would get a message from my mother about how Grandpa Beauchamp's latest health scare wasn't looking good, and that it would probably be a good thing to try and come and see him, just in case the worst thing happened. But throughout the years, every time I would get one of those scares, nothing changed. He always remained the same person as he always was. And he always still fought on to be there for his family in any way he could be. Every time I would go over to help him work on something, I'd always be told by my mom that I either had the intention that I would be kind of the hands for the work and he would sit still and he'd be the technical knowledge. But without fail, every time I left him alone for a minute, whether it be to go to the bathroom or get a drink, I'd come back to that garage and see him on the little roller beneath that car working on it. Even when he knew he probably shouldn't have been, he still did it. And it's always been very clear to me that he cared much more about helping his family than he did his own well-being. And I always put that at the foremost of his thoughts. I remember the last time I spoke to him, the words that he said to me weren't any complaints about his current condition or any fear or doubt of what came next for him. He just apologized that he couldn't be around more. And I believe it takes a certain type of person to know they don't have much time left and that their biggest concern is still that they won't be there to be there for their family anymore. I think I can speak for all my family when I say that I feel like he probably passed too soon. I think we all would have loved to have him around for a few more years. But I also look at it another way. I think he was a man who worked unwaveringly hard his entire life, especially when it came to helping his family. And I think that if anyone finally earned that rest, it was probably him. And I don't think anyone on this planet, including me, my grandma, my mom, could ever get him to take a break when he wanted to do something. And I think he finally reached that point where he needs someone a bit higher up than us to kind of tap him on the shoulder and tell him it's time to take that risk finally. I think we all can say that we'll miss him a lot, but I think the best way to honor him is and to make him proud is try and follow by his example and have that same stubborn, hardworking attitude when it comes to service to people we love.
This banner of love and devotion is a living memorial of the courageous thoughts of our comrade, the one you come to honor tonight. The blue field represents the sky that overlooks our land and denotes the watchfulness of God, the eternal. The red stripes tell us of the blood, the sweat, and tears that have been offered and conquered by your comrade's devotion to the responsible freedom of his country. And the white stripes boldly proclaim the peace that he helped to bring to our future generations. This is his flag. This is our spiritual heritage. Receive it with the tears of our minds and the faith of our hearts.
On behalf of Grateful Nation and the American Legion, it is my honor to present you with Jared's flag.